The year is 2025. Our planet is sending desperate signals. Fires burn with terrifying new intensity. Oceans rise, swallowing coastlines whole. Storms gather strength, unprecedented, devastating. This is not a future threat. It is the unfolding reality. A crisis born of a system that prioritizes profit over people and the planet itself. The science has been clear for decades, yet real action lagged, fatally slow. Fossil fuel interests whispered doubt, funded denial, and lobbied governments. Now the climate crisis is undeniable. It touches every life, every corner. The question is no longer if, but how we respond, how we salvage a livable future. Amidst this planetary emergency, two giants stir, China and Europe. Both regions now claim leadership in the green energy transition, a transition desperately needed. The world watches, holding its breath. The stakes could not be higher. China's renewable energy growth is staggering. Vast solar farms stretch like new seas, and wind turbines march across landscapes. No nation has installed more green capacity. This is the power of central planning and immense state-backed investment. China builds big, and it builds fast. A green dragon breathing renewable fire. Yet sheer volume is not the whole story. Europe, a collection of diverse nations, tells another tale. Its per capita renewable output is high, with a strong focus on energy efficiency. European citizens often demand greener living, and policies reflect this societal pressure. China leads in total gigawatts installed, an undeniable, visible achievement. It manufactures the bulk of the world's solar panels and dominates battery production lines. But its economy is also vast, energy-hungry. Coal plants still burn, casting a shadow. Europe, while smaller in total output, shows consistency. Its Green Deal aims for systemic change. Binding targets drive national policies, investment in smart grids improves usage, and energy communities empower local action. There is an effort to embed sustainability, not just as an industry, but a principle. The challenge is unifying diverse interests and maintaining momentum against headwinds. Two titans, two distinct green philosophies. Investment fuels the green transition. Without massive capital, ambition withers. China's approach is state-directed, formidable. Billions pour from government coffers, and state-owned banks finance colossal projects. This creates economies of scale quickly, allowing China to dominate global supply chains for solar, wind, and batteries. Europe's investment model is more complex. The European Green Deal is ambitious. It mobilizes public and private funds, but it relies on a tapestry of actors, national governments, EU institutions, private corporations. This can lead to slower deployment, and bureaucracy can create frustrating bottlenecks. Yet it also fosters innovation and a commitment to social and environmental standards. China's policies prioritize rapid industrial growth. Green energy is a strategic sector. Europe's Green Deal emphasizes regulation. It uses carbon pricing, emission standards, and promotes circular economy principles. There's a strong legal framework and a greater role for civil society. The aim is a systemic transformation, not just an energy switch, but a societal one. This approach is inherently more democratic, but it is also more vulnerable to political shifts and vested interests. Two distinct paths, both crucial in the fight against climate change. Technological advancement is the engine room driving the green energy revolution. China has become a solar superpower. Its factories churn out photovoltaic panels, making them cheaper and more accessible globally. This has accelerated solar adoption worldwide. China also leads in battery technology, essential for electric vehicles and grid storage. Its innovation is often process-driven, making existing technologies better, faster, and cheaper. Europe, on the other hand, excels in offshore wind technology, harnessing the power of ocean gales. Complex engineering and deep-water installations are European strengths. Smart grid development is another key area, integrating diverse renewable sources efficiently, managing demand, and reducing waste. Europe focuses on sophisticated system integration and high-value specialized green tech. The competition in green tech is fierce. It is a race for patents and markets. China's rapid scaling can outpace others. Its integrated supply chains are a huge advantage. This iterative innovation quickly brings down costs, making renewables competitive with fossil fuels, a critical tipping point for the world. Europe's innovation is often research-intensive, driven by universities and specialized firms, supported by EU research funding programs. It aims for breakthrough technologies. Green hydrogen and carbon capture, though controversial, are explored. The emphasis is on quality and sustainability, ensuring new technologies are truly green, not just in operation, but in their life cycle. A more holistic, if sometimes slower, approach. Both regions push the boundaries of green tech, each in their unique way. The global race for green innovation continues, with the stakes higher than ever. The future of our planet depends on these advancements. Collaboration and competition drive progress. The world watches as these giants shape the green landscape. No green path is without its thorns. China's rapid expansion faces stark trade-offs. The sheer scale of manufacturing has impacts. Mining for rare earth minerals scars landscapes. Processing these materials can be polluting. There are concerns about labor practices and supply chains that span the globe, and China's reliance on coal continues. It builds renewables, but also new coal plants, a contradiction at the heart of its strategy. Europe, too, grapples with significant challenges. Geopolitical dependencies are a major concern. Reliance on China for solar panels and batteries creates supply chain vulnerabilities. A desire for strategic autonomy is growing. Bureaucratic hurdles slow down projects. Permitting processes for wind farms can take years. Public opposition, the NIMBY effect, is real. Not in my backyard protests delay progress. Internal EU divisions can also stall action. The environmental cost of green materials is global. Lithium for batteries, cobalt, nickel. Their extraction often occurs in developing nations under conditions that are far from green or just for local communities. This is the hidden underbelly of the transition, a problem both China and Europe must confront. If the green revolution is to be truly just, we cannot build a clean future on dirty foundations or on the exploitation of others. Furthermore, the very nature of capitalist growth is questioned. Can we simply swap brown energy for green and continue consuming at the same rate? Many argue that a deeper shift is needed, a move away from endless economic expansion towards sufficiency, towards degrowth in some areas. This is a difficult conversation, one that challenges core economic orthodoxies, but one that the climate crisis demands, from Beijing to Brussels and beyond. The path to a sustainable future is complex and fraught with challenges, yet it is a path we must navigate together. The climate crisis respects no borders. Wildfires in one continent affect air quality in another. Melting glaciers impact global sea levels. Droughts and floods displace millions, creating climate refugees and fueling instability. No nation, however powerful, can isolate itself from the cascading consequences of a warming world. This is a fundamentally shared predicament, requiring fundamentally shared solutions. China and Europe are not acting in a vacuum. Their green transitions are interconnected. Europe relies on Chinese manufacturing for affordable solar panels and batteries. China benefits from European technological advances and markets for its goods. There is a mutual dependency, often unacknowledged, in critical minerals, research, and skilled labor. This interdependence could be a strength or a source of ongoing friction. A showdown mentality is dangerous. If the green transition becomes another Cold War, driven by nationalism and protectionism, it will slow down global progress. It will make green technologies more expensive and hinder their adoption in developing nations, those least responsible for the crisis but often most vulnerable to its impacts. Climate justice demands a different approach, one based on cooperation, not confrontation. The scale of the challenge is immense. It requires unprecedented global mobilization, sharing of technology, financial assistance, joint research and development efforts, and fair trade in green goods and services. A global framework that supports rapid decarbonization everywhere, for everyone. This is not naive idealism. It is pragmatic necessity. Our collective survival depends on it. The world must unite in the face of this common threat. Only through solidarity can we hope to overcome the climate crisis. The time for global cooperation is now. The path forward is fraught with complexity. China and Europe hold immense responsibility. Their actions or inactions will echo for generations. The pursuit of green energy cannot be merely nationalistic or a new frontier for corporate profit. It must be rooted in ecological limits and in the principles of global equity. This requires a fundamental shift in thinking, away from extraction towards regeneration, away from competition towards collaboration. Imagine a world where green innovation is shared openly, where financial resources flow to where they are most needed, not just where returns are highest. where communities have a real say in how their energy is produced and consumed. This is the vision of a just transition. It is a world where human well-being and planetary health are intertwined, not set against each other in a false dichotomy. The current trajectory, a green race, has pitfalls. It risks replicating old patterns of exploitation. New green sacrifice zones could emerge, where the costs of mining and manufacturing fall heavily on marginalized communities and fragile ecosystems. We need more than just green machines. We need green ethics, green governance, and a deep understanding of interconnectedness. Our fates are bound together on this small planet. There is no us versus them in climate survival. Ultimately, tackling the climate crisis effectively requires more than just a technological fix. It demands a transformation of our economic systems and our political priorities. China and Europe can lead this transformation, not by outcompeting each other in a narrow sense, but by inspiring a global movement towards genuine sustainability and climate justice. The future of life on Earth hangs in the balance. The time for bold collective action is now, before it is truly too late. The world must come together to chart a collective course. The stakes are too high for anything less. Our planet's future depends on our unity and resolve. Let us rise to the challenge, together.